Good evening, everyone. Tonight we'll tell you why Kumbal Subbaswamy issued an apology to all graduate students.
And later, minimum wages for all campus employees up for debate. What might be changing?
Thank you for joining us. I'm Leah Geddes.
And I'm Cecilia Hennessy, and you're watching UMass News Now.
Last Friday, Chancellor Kumbal Subbaswamy sent out an email to graduate students apologizing for the comment he made in an orientation, saying that all graduate students have taken an oath of poverty for the next 5 to 7 years. Many graduate students who face struggles with the wages they have to live on took what was an attempt at a joke very seriously.
UMass graduate students met with university administrators Monday afternoon to discuss ongoing discontent with graduate student pay. Members of the Graduate Employee Organization and United Auto Workers Local met with the provost and the dean of the graduate school to discuss the estimated 400 students that weren't paid on the first payday of the year and the pay raises which haven't been given. The university apologized and took full responsibility for the late pay, but refused to address the issue of pay raises.
The town of Amherst's budget has been determined for the year 2017. With the help of the installment of the Kendrick Place apartments and the presidential apartments, the gross income was $700,000 higher than average. The budget increase will be $2.1 million, a 2.5% raise. This added cash could open up jobs in the town, and the Select Board will finalize the budget policy guidelines in November.
The University of Massachusetts Students' Labor Action Project announced a mission to fight for a $15 minimum wage for all campus workers. Members of the project believe the UMass administration needs to recognize the hard work campus employees do to ensure the smooth running of the university every day of the year. The campaign will be talking to many students to gather petition signatures in favor of the mission.
In Amherst, Shelter Sunday is led by Amherst Friends for the Homeless and collects money by volunteers and distributes it through the 6 different agencies. 200 volunteers from the UMass fraternities and sororities collected money this Sunday in hopes to raise $35,000. The seasonal shelter is open from November 18th to April at the First Baptist Church. Coming up, this year's Nearly Naked Mile that kicked off homecoming weekend.
And still to come, UMass celebrates the planned construction of new building. Stay tuned.
Okay guys, ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're live.
The probe Voyager 1 crossed out of our solar system, being the first man-made product to do so.
And find out what exciting event UMass is planning for our homecoming weekend.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Liz Streppa.
That's going to be us in 20 years, Kyla. 20 years.
If students don't start returning the locks and towels that they borrow, they might soon be locked out of free rentals.
For an anchor shot,
Yeah, is that good? Or
you want to zoom it out a little bit more.
For more news updates around campus, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Until next week, have a good night, UMass.
Walmart earnings are not looking good, and next year it may be even worse. The wage of workers is being raised to $10 an hour, and store expansions are slowing down. The investors are not pleased with the worst stock Walmart has had in decades, and the rest of the market went down with it as well.
UMass Police Department will require officers to carry an opioid overdose reversing drug, Narcan. This new requirement comes as the heroin epidemic continues to affect the state of Massachusetts. Narcan blocks the opioids that slow breathing during an overdose and restores normal breathing when sprayed into the nose of a person overdosing. The police department is currently in the process of purchasing Narcan, which will be placed in key patrol cars. The funding for Narcan will come from the police department's budget.
Hundreds of UMass students gathered this past Friday to run the Nearly Naked Mile throughout campus. Celia Hennessy has more.
Are you guys super excited to run the Nearly Naked? We're pumped! Let's go!
UMass Amherst students gathered this past Friday to run the 5th annual Nearly Naked Mile race. Runners were asked to donate articles of clothing, which will be donated to the Amherst Survival Center in support of the over 20,000 homeless people across Massachusetts. This yearly event is organized by the UMass Alumni Association.
The Alumni Association is a sponsoring organization for the Student Alumni Association, so our goal is really to increase UMass traditions, pride, spirit, and so we want to make sure that our students enjoy homecoming, and this is a great kickoff for the wonderful festivities that are going on this weekend.
Runners raced from northeast to southwest, nearly naked and covered in body paint, after donating articles of clothing before the start of the race. Other sponsors also took place in the race, such as the registered student organization Beautiful.
Our Club Beautiful is a positive body image club, and our goal is to improve the self-esteem of all our UMass students, and we want to create a positive mind, body, and spirit. So today we're focusing a little bit more on the body. We want our nearly naked, runners to feel really confident. We know sometimes running nearly naked can make people feel self-conscious, so we're trying to boost people's self-esteem today. Yeah.
The Nearly Naked Mile was a great way to kick off homecoming weekend.
Reporting live from the Northeast Quad for UMass News Now, this is Cecilia Hennessy.
The University of Massachusetts Amherst celebrated the planned construction of a new design building on Friday with a ceremonial groundbreaking. The $52 million building will be a state-of-the-art academic facility with innovative wood construction technologies. Chancellor Subbaswamy said the building will be the most advanced wood structure in the United States. The building will be home to the Landscape Architecture Regional Planning Program, the Department of Architecture, and the Building Construction Technology Program. The construction for the design building started last spring and is expected to be finished in 2017.
Last week, former NBA star Lamar Odom was found unconscious at a brothel in Nevada. He was hospitalized due to a serious drug overdose, and ex-wife Khloe Kardashian and her family were at his bedside until he fortunately became conscious again on Sunday. He is now up and doing better and just barely escaped death. He has been struggling with a drug addiction for many years and is going to attend rehab.
The Muslim teen arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school is moving to Qatar. More on that after the break.
And later, Obama delays the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Stay with us.
Okay, guys, ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Probe Voyager 1 crossed out of our solar system, being the first man-made product to do so.
And find out what exciting event UMass is planning for homecoming weekend.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Liz Streppa.
That's going to be us in 20 years, Kyla. 20 years.
If students don't start returning the locks and towels that they borrow, they might soon be locked out of free rentals.
For an anchor shot,
Yeah, is that good or?
you want to zoom it out a little bit more.
more news updates around campus, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Until next week, have a good night, UMass.
ESPN is on the verge of massive job cuts. The sports network is set to inform employees about the cutbacks on Wednesday. Up to 350 employees will face layoffs. In September, it was reported that Disney, ESPN's parent company, told ESPN to trim $100 million from the 2016 budget and $250 million from the 2017 budget. ESPN let go of many big-name and high-cost reporters, including Bill Simmons and Keith Olbermann this year.
President Obama stated that he is delaying the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. There are almost 10,000 non-combat U.S. troops training Afghan soldiers and running counter-terrorist operations. Obama announced the plan to send about half of them home by 2017 instead of 2016, ignoring his promise to end the war by the end of his term.
Ahmed Mohammed, the Muslim teen arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school, will be moving to Qatar, his family announced Tuesday. Ahmed will join the prestigious Qatar Foundation Young Innovators Program. He will receive a full scholarship for his secondary and undergraduate education. The news comes after Ahmed visited the White House on Monday and also entertained offers from Google and other big technology companies.
And that concludes tonight's newscast. We'll see you again next week for all the latest local headlines. I'm Leah Geddes.
And I'm Cecilia Hennessy. Thanks for watching UMass News Now. Have a great night.